Not far from Highgrove, Prince Charles's Gloucestershire home, are hostelries such as the Vine Tree, and in nearby Shurston, the Rattlebone Inn, scene of some of Harry's wilder exploits. In February 2002, 16-year-old Harry was exposed by a tabloid newspaper for smoking cannabis and underage drinking in pubs close to Highgrove. Harry's illegal escapades were confirmed by Charles's biographer, Penny Junor.
I live locally and I have children of the same sort of age as Harry. And it has been known I've known for quite a long time that he has been drinking underage in pubs and drinking a lot and behaving pretty badly.
Hello, beautiful people. I have to do this video because I just got a win that Prince Harry is in serious trouble and Meghan is nowhere to be found. Always falls on us YouTubers to report these stories, whether you believe them or not. For the seriousness of this topic, I will have to see this is all allegedly.
Bearing in mind, you're still discovering things about each other.
Things that were said and the things that were written that I had to go to her to ask.
Prince Harry, as you saw at the beginning of this video, has had a very, very troubled childhood, youth personality. He's got an addictive personality. We see this with what happened with Meghan Markle. He has always been rudderless. He has been allowed to go about his business, get away with so much. And it's gotten to a tipping point that he ended up with a person like Meghan Markle. Let's not forget that Meghan, when she married Trevor Engelson in Jamaica, I mean, this woman knows how to find drugs because she rolled 100 doobies, joints personally and put them in the gift bags. In fact, many of her guests, including her actors friends from Suits, didn't know that the marijuana was in their gift bags because they didn't even bother to open it until they got to the United States. And some of them were incredibly upset because they could have gotten a lot of trouble, crossing the border because that was illegal. But Meghan Markle, of course, didn't care. But the point of this is that she knows where the drugs are. She knows that. She knows in California, it is legal for her as a U.S. citizen to get drugs. In Doria, cell block Doria, she knows where the drugs are. And the only way that Meghan Markle knows how to control Harry or keeps her control in Harry is by keeping him drugged up. The royal family knows that. The entire world, the entire press corps has known about this. And this is shame on them because they still refuse to report on what really went on. You just heard Penny Junor. This is in 2003, 2004, this documentary. And Penny Junor, Charles' biographer, confirmed that she'd known for years that Harry had an addictive, was doing drugs, alcohol, and behaving very badly. We know what happened in Vegas.
Is Harry in a bit of trouble? What's he doing now?
Well, pictures have surfaced of him basically snorting vodka.
Oh, that's really cool. / not cool at all. All right, let's have a conversation. First of all, I didn't know you could snort vodka.
Neither did I. Never heard of it.
Yeah. It turns out it shoots straight into your brain and bypasses your liver. What's your thoughts about that? Is that a good idea?
Probably not. It goes through the liver for a reason, right? So if it goes straight to your brain, I think scientists and doctors have said that it could kill you. So
this was in 2007, guys. In August, September 2007. And this is why Harry hated News of the World, because News of the World, actually, which is a defunct newspaper, thanks to the scandal of the phone tapping scandal, there was a huge trial. They lost it, and the paper was completely gone. So you can't even find these things. It's really rare to find the real articles from way back then. It is not the first time it seems that has happened, because it happened to him in 2003. But of course, the press kept it quiet. The press is keeping quiet. How can nobody think that Harry is inhaling an entire canister of laughing gas, which can give you hypoxia, a heart attack? How can the press just sit quietly and not take that in and report on that, which is now laughing gas is considered a C-class drug in the hospitals and cannot be given only by doctors. And now Harry's in California advocating, preaching the use of drugs. We saw his book Spare that after he came back from his date with Meghan Markle, he went back. These are his own words. He went back to where he was staying at the cottage, not caught. And he was getting high with his buddy, watching cartoons and shooting tequila, doing all kinds of things when Meghan FaceTimed him. Why did she FaceTime him? Because she wanted to record him. She knew that he was messed up. She has him drugged up, looking like an idiot. This is not new. And this is the control that Meghan Markle has had over Harry all the time. And the royal family knows. The royal family knows because it kept this secret from everybody. But at the same time, the press, mainstream media, they all know that. How can nobody's questioning or reporting the Portland hospital to the NHS for allowing a non-patient to be having access to drugs and inhaling a canister of laughing gas? We're not talking a little one. Those are huge. And Harry inhaled them in one go, according to him, and we have to go by his words. Well, things came to a head. And his bodyguard, in one of the very rare occasions that Harry was in Montecito, he left Harry, his very long-time faithful bodyguard, the same bodyguard that in 2022 received a medal from the Queen, which is David Langdown. He's been with Harry since the Vegas days. He knows all the secrets. He was with Harry when Archie was born, and I have a whole video about that because I've come into some new information. But right now we're going to focus on this because this is absolutely shocking, and the palace is informed and the palace is worried because guess what? When his bodyguard found him unconscious, of course he found the palace. He is being paid for by the palace. This is David Langdown. This is he's a Scotland Yard police officer, and he relocated his entire family to California, and he's Harry's personal bodyguard. So they took him to a hospital, and right now he's in full recovery. But guess what, where was Meghan? Meghan was in the house. And when the mess happened, she fled the scene, and she was partying at one of the members' club because she was creating an alibi for her. But this woman is so stupid. Doesn't she understand that if anything happens to Harry, and it's drug related, they're going to look for where the drugs came from? There's only two sources that they could have come from, Meghan or Doria. It's very simple. And the palace is not going to rest until they find this out because things have gotten serious. They all know that Harry is to begin with, because when you do drugs, when you're a young person, when you do prolonged the use of drug or even marijuana, it is basically, it brings your IQ even further down. Harry's not a smart person. He was not a smart person to begin with, which is why Princess Diana did not want him to go to Eton, because she didn't think he would be able to succeed there. She didn't even want him to go there. But of course, he ended up going there. And we know the scandal that happened afterwards. Harry is known to have had abusing alcohol and drugs. This is why when there was a drug test done, a surprise drug test, they announced a week in advance, and Harry was flown out of the base. The 2007 video of him snorting vodka, it wasn't just vodka that he was snorting, it was cocaine as well. And everybody's known this. And this is in 2007. He should have been kicked out of the army. Instead, he was sent to Afghanistan. And Meghan creating an alibi, partying the night away. These two are completely done. But the one, and I'm not feeling sorry for Harry, but clearly this man has been an addict from a very young age. And it started at 12. And I'm not condemning Charles or anything like that. But the fact is that because Harry was caught at that pub and people found out about it, the solution in Prince Charles' head was to create a nightclub at Highgrove. That's what it's called. H is not for Harry, it's for Highgrove Club. Harry was doing drugs. They've known that he's been doing drugs since he was a teenager, a young teen. And when it was found out, what was the answer? To take Harry one day to see what marijuana did when Harry was already taking harder drugs. And it's led all of this to him ended up once again, because this is not the first time I'm reporting this, and this is not the first time that the press is covering up. Why isn't the press questioning the fact that the Portland hospital acted against all NHS rules and sent a woman who had just given birth to a child, and she didn't even stay the 6 hours that are mandatory. Even if you have a natural birth without problems, the NHS says it's mandatory that the mother stay for at least 6 hours at the hospital. And here we have a woman who was doing had 2 epidurals with, according to what Harry says, a complicated birth. And if this man was so high, can you imagine the level, and I've spoken about this before, the level of drug addiction this guy had, that he was so high, he grabbed. And this is some, and people, and everybody, all the YouTubers and the mainstream media, Harry's melting down, Harry's falling apart. They know that we can see that. He's a drugged man walking. Everybody knows that. All the signs are there. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. And Meghan, in the meantime, she's just like Duchess of Sussex, partying the night away at one of the exclusive members club after her husband is being rushed by the bodyguards to the emergency room. And now, according to what it said, he's on stable condition. And the press, of course, is going to be quiet. And I know many of you are going to come and say, no, that's not true. Well, the press at the same time are reporting that Harry's not doing well. You can see him falling apart and nobody's doing anything. I'm not saying he's a saint, but drugs play a huge part on what's happening right now. And Harry's the kind of man who reaches for drugs. When you're a drug addict, you really don't need a reason, do you? But when he's highly stressed, it even exacerbates that even more. And when you have a wife and a mother-in-law whose main intent is to keeping you under control, things are not going to end well. Please let me know what you think, beautiful people, and be kind. And if you have any issue with drugs, do reach out. There are certain programs in the United States. If you have a loved one, do an intervention, because this is not right. This is not right. And, don't do drugs. It fries your brain. But if you know of somebody, try to help them. There are helplines. And wherever you are, look for them, call them, because this is a serious problem.
I am required to ask anyone present who knows a reason why these persons may not lawfully marry to declare it now.